Hi everybody, welcome to Tall Oak Homestead. My name is Carrie. Thanks for joining me today. So the other day I was scrolling through my phone and I came across this really funny reel and they were making something called pickled frog balls. First of all, I just thought the name was hysterical. I've never seen it before, but it's Brussels sprouts that you pickle. And I love Brussels sprouts, so I thought that would be a great fun thing for us to try today in the kitchen. Okay, before I get started chopping the Brussels sprouts, I'm just going to turn the water on to boil because we're going to have to blanch these for about 5 minutes. So basically we're just going to prepare them. We're going to cut the ends off, peel off any bad leaves, and just do a little crisscross in the bottom. I tried to find smaller Brussels sprouts when I was picking them out today, but usually when you're looking for a Brussels sprout, you want one that's a good size. But today I wanted them a little smaller because I thought getting a little bit more in the jar, but it's going to have to go with this. They look great. So I'm excited for this. I love anything that's pickled. And when I saw the Brussels sprouts, I thought that's a great idea. I'm not sure how crunchy they're going to be though. You've got to, I think it's, I just got to check my recipe here. I think it says for, 4 minutes we blanch these, which really isn't a lot of time considering the size of them. But maybe too, when they're sitting in the jar with the vinegar, it might soften them up a little bit. I don't know. Well, we're about to find out. So it calls for 1.5 pounds of Brussels sprouts. Okay, let's get these peeled. Okay, we just need to wait for the water to boil. Then we can put these in. We're going to blanch them for 4 minutes. And then put them immediately into some cold water to stop the cooking. The snow is finally melted enough I can get to my compost bins outside so I can start adding to my compost bins for my gardens. I'm excited about that. Okay, we're just going to wait for the water to boil. Water's come to a full boil here, so I'm going to put these in. I'm actually going to let them blanch for 5 minutes because they are a little large. Just don't want to chew into something that's so hard. Okay, I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. Okay, while our Brussels sprouts are blanching, I'm going to get the brine started. Get that on the burner. So it's 2 cups of, or 2.5 cups of vinegar. And you've got to make sure it's got at least 5% acidity, which most vinegars do. There's 2. What do I have on this? I don't have my glasses on. Okay. That's a cup of water. A tablespoon of sugar. And a tablespoon of kosher salt. And that's it for the brine. Get this stirred together. And I'll get this on the burner to start dissolving the salt and the sugar. Okay, the Brussels sprouts have been boiling for 5 minutes. I'm going to drain them. And then I'm going to put them right away into some cold water. While we wait for the brine to come to a boil, we're going to get the jars ready. Now they've already been washed and sterilized. So in each jar, put half a teaspoon of mustard seed, half a teaspoon of black peppercorns, half a teaspoon of dill seed, doesn't look like very much. I might just put a little smidge more in each. You can also put in a little bit of chili flake, which I think I'm going to do as well. I'm going to grab it out of the fridge. I keep mine refrigerated. You could also put in some jalapeno if you like. I'm not going to add that because I'm not the only one who's going to probably be eating these. And I know Andrew doesn't care for things that spicy. Also calls for garlic. So 4 cloves of garlic in total. These skins are so sticky. All right, let's peel these. I think what I might do is I might just crush them a little bit just to release some of their flavor. They smell really good. There's a little spot on it. I'll cut that out. All right. I'm just going to rinse my hands. They're covered in garlic skin. It sticks terribly. Just break them a little bit. There we go. I'll get this off. I'm going to drain the Brussels sprouts. And we're going to stuff the jars. I'm even going to put the pieces in that are that have separated from the sprout itself. Oh, run away! Get back here. Well, it's not going to be a full jar, but that's okay. First time trying these. Could be a bust. It could go very well. Time will tell. The brine is up to temperature. Pour it in here. Okay. Just gonna get my handy dandy chopstick here. Make sure that everything is in the jar properly. Okay. I'm not going to worry about this time of like cleaning the top like I normally do because I'm not going to preserve these. I'm not going to just have these in the fridge. But I think what I'm going to do actually before I put the lid on, I'm going to let them come to room temperature. Just I don't want it sealing because sometimes they will seal on their own if the water's hot enough. So I'm just going to leave these to come to room temperature. I'll put the lids on them and then I'll put them in the fridge. So that's pickled frog balls in a nutshell. I don't know who came up with those names, but kudos to them. That's very funny. And actually, that's what caught my attention was the pickled frog balls. So as I mentioned, I'm not going to be water bath canning these because I'm just going to put them in the fridge and we'll eat them right away. If you were going to want to preserve these to put them on your shelf for use at a later time, you would water bath can them for 10 minutes. But I'm going to wait for these to come to room temperature. I'll put the lids on and then I'll put them in the fridge. Probably best to wait 48 hours before eating them. This gives everything a chance to marry. And I will probably, once the lids are on, give it a little shake just to stir up all the spices that are on the bottom of the jar. But other than that, I'm very excited to try these. It was pretty easy, and I'm looking forward to trying them. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye. We hope you enjoyed watching our video. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to help us grow our channel. Thanks so much for watching.